What is the most basic thing you're terrible at? Not comparing myself to the people I grew up with. I swear for 99 of the year I'm completely fine and content with my life. For one night out of the year and suddenly I have the most boring life that I cannot stand and spend the next couple weeks thinking about how I could or should be doing more with myself, my life. Because my friends lead such interesting lives. Then those few weeks pass, and unlike YTF was I so uptight about any of that shit. I somehow can forget to breathe unintentionally. Choke on nothing multiple times a day. Often breathe through my mouth rather than my nose even. When I'm not sick and end up looking like an idiot. Walking to I have the uncanny ability to trip over absolutely nothing. Usually at least 3 times a day. It's honestly amazing I haven't sustained any major injuries from just walking yet. Breathing, automatic breathing is no problem. But when I do it manually I never seem to get it right. I can't figure out how often and for how long I need to inhale to get the right amount of air. Every time it happens I feel like I'm very slowly suffocating until I get distracted and it switches back to automatic. Housework. Middle-aged woman. Utterly shite at it. Things that I'd rather do. That are more important than fucking mopping that said I do force myself. Because I actually like it when the house is clean and tidy. I just despise having to do it all. Remembering people's names and faces. Also remembering the names of locations. I can find my way around just fine both while driving and on foot. And my sense of direction is good. I just can't remember what all the various places and roads are called. Blinking. I keep not blinking due to screen habits and whatnot. And when I do blink I believe they're light enough it doesn't give my tear ducts a chance to work. I realized a few weeks ago that the tired, puffy eye feeling was actually a dry puffiness. Driving. I've been lucky enough to live in places that offer decent public transportation. So this is only an issue when I want to travel. I'm very student driver meets old lady logic on the road ... TS looks like OP's basic thing is spelling LL. I can't snap my fingers. Approximation that works in a pinch if I have to, say, show approval of someone's live poetry slam reading, or whatever. But doing the actual motion doesn't make the snap sound the way it does for most. Sneezing. I've held my sneezes in my whole life, and recently found out how dangerous that can be. So I'm trying to let them out but it's like I don't know how. I always end up screaming and scaring the shit out of anybody nearby. I can't open shit to save my life. It's a running joke. Cereal bag or potato chips. Better get the broom box. It's not a box anymore. Christmas presents. Who needs a paper shredder? We won't even talk about pickle jars. Walking up the stairs. I'm really fit. I do softball, cheer, volleyball, swim, and I'm 120 pounds and 55 but I cannot walk up the stairs at school without being hella out of breath or tripping up them. Handwriting. It doesn't seem to matter how hard I try, it always looks like a drunk spider has stood in and wandered across the page. Edit, not a doctor so please ignore any medical advice I give out. Direction. I always got confused which is left and which is right. Although I know them, I still got confused especially when driving. If Waze told me to turn right, I will turn left and so on. Making pasta. I don't even mean from scratch. I just can never get any kind of flavor. I've tried pesto, alfredo, marinara, etc. I'm generally a good cook but can't make pasta to save my life. Dishes. Putting the quarter in the shopping cart slot at Aldi. It's always an embarrassing hassle of me. Violently pulling the chain from the lock thing. It's so easy for everyone else. WTF. Peeling potatoes without accidentally creating a modern art sculpture. Seriously. It's like I go to peel them and end up with a potato that belongs in a gallery rather than in the stew. I learned how to ride a bike when I was younger. But if you put me on a bike RN, I would fall off because I completely lost the ability to ride a bike which I had no idea was even possible. Not being mediocre ... Try as I might. I'm just very average in what I do. Be it sports or arts or music. Heck, the work I'm doing for the last decade, I still fall behind my to-do list. Directionality. My ability to memorize things helps me get about. I'm not sure which direction to take. After using the restroom at the restaurant, I can easily get lost. I can't fetch things from the store for people. I will have a meltdown in the aisle and cry if they don't have the specific brand and flavor of chips someone requested. I can't count for beans. I'm not especially stupid or anything, and I can do math. I just lose track of what the last number I counted was after about 15. Instagram. I literally test software for a living and have been doing so for about 15 years, and the UI on the Instagram app makes absolutely no sense to me. Voting. Apparently, it's not uncommon to get really stressed out when voting. I can't explain why. It's not rational, and mailing things. I just suck at it. Not correcting people's grammar, like bitch no. It's your not your and you missed out 3 commas, 7 capital letters, and misspelled half of the sentence. I've been waiting for this one bro walking. Why can I walk just fine until I realize I'm being perceived? Then it's like I'm a baby deer. Opening pump bottles, hand soap, sanitizer, face wash. I turn and somehow make them even harder for other people to open. Telling time on an analog clock. I have to figure it out each time, and then convert it to 24-hour time. I'm 32 years old. Maths. I stopped paying attention when they added letters into the mix with numbers. Find X. X can fuck off if you ask me. Talking. I'm very literate, but when I'm actually having a conversation, my words just don't match what I want to say. Pointing left or right. I'm directionally challenged, and it takes good few seconds before I can differentiate the two. I can't find items that are literally in plain sight. I'm not blind or anything either. Just kind of stupid, I guess. Talking to kids. Every time I try, I just feel like an idiot, and I'm pretty sure the kids think I'm an idiot too. I can't whistle. You wouldn't believe how often whistling comes up in day-to-day life when you can't do it. Homework. I can be a good student and a good noodle, but I will save the homework till the last minute. Endurance. In any shape or form, especially on bikes, I DK. No matter how much sport I do, just know, comforting sad people. I'll literally just stand there and be like, You want some water? Comment, like, share and subscribe. All the videos tell me to do it and I almost never do it. Directional dyslexia, so left-right confusion. Mostly when driving. It's fucking annoying. Choosing the correct word between left and right without taking one south to think about it. Figuring out when to use your versus your. Oh wait, that would be you. Cooking an omelette ... I can cook plenty of things, but my omelets are trash. I'd if swimming is really basic, but like it's the only thing I could think of. Well, I can't tell time neither on a digital clock or analog clock. I'm 14. Typing. I can talk and handwrite just fine, but my typing form is bad. Math. Don't ask me to do any math because you will, in fact, regret it. Walking normally looks comically when I see my reflection in mirrors. Parallel parking. I'll drive 5 blocks over just I don't have to do it. Organizing myself. Remembering important objects, keys, passport, etc. Shortening and lengthening straps. My mind just glitches when I try. Reading apparently. Basic thing. I misread that as barbaric thing. Socializing. I cannot carry a conversation no matter how hard I try. Seeing objects directly in front of me when pointed out by my wife. One of the most basic things I'm terrible at is staying focused. Directions. I could go to a place 10 times and still get lost. Eating. No matter what I do, I always end up wearing some of it. Humaning. Adulting. At least, I do okay, but I hate it. Loading the dishwasher, as my boyfriend so kindly pointed out, not literally inhaling my own saliva when just being alive. Comforting a grieving person. I just don't know what to say. Comforting a grieving person. I just don't know what to say. Having any concept of time. Remembering to text people back. I cannot open an envelope without completely destroying it. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to turn on a TV. Ironing clothing. never comes out right or looking good. I'm a professional musician and teacher. I can't whistle. Chopping onions. It's the bane of my cooking existence. Opening child-safe door handles. It's such a struggle. Making mashed potato can never get it to be not lumpy. Using computer. No, seriously, I don't have a computer. Confusing the indicator as the wiper when driving.